Hi and welcome to Bikerheadz. My name's Ed and today I'm going to tell you why you should upgrade that old helmet. Okay, so there's three reasons that old helmet that you're wearing might want to be upgraded. First one I'm going to talk about is the main one, and that's safety. Manufacturers for years have been banging on about 5 to 7 years is how long you should have a helmet, but actually it just depends how much you've been using it, if you're using it every day or whether you're just using it on the odd summer day. They're right, about 5 to 7 years is about right for a helmet, but if you're using it every day you might want to change it quicker than that. The reason is this part of the helmet here. As most of you know, the helmet's made up of three main pieces. You've got the shell, the EPS and then the comfort lining inside it. The EPS is essentially the crumple zone within the helmet. So you have an accident, your head hits the crumple zone, the EPS gives, as you can see, it just gives when you press it, it's nice and soft, and it lets your head decelerate slower than the helmet would if it didn't have the EPS in it. So what happens over time, over those 5 to 7 years you've got your helmet, your head's going in and out of this EPS, you might have hair products on that helps it degrade even faster, just the sweat and secretions out of your head is going to start to degrade this EPS over time. The other thing you're probably going to do is when you take your helmet off a petrol station, you put it on your tank. It's got that petrol breather, it's going to allow petrol fumes up in, it's going to disintegrate this even quicker. So there's two things that can happen. This can either break down and just become, you'll end up with little bits of white stuff in your hair falling out of it because it's degraded so much, or it will go hard over time. With the heat and temperature changes will make this EPS go hard and solid, and then it won't work as a crumple zone at all. So that's the main reason you should be changing your helmet fairly often. Second reason, it says comfort. You've got the comfort lining inside the EPS. So if I flip this one open, you'll see you've got the Coolmax comfort lining inside here. What happens over time is when you buy your helmet, and if you go into any reputable dealer, they'll sell you a helmet that's a little bit too tight around the cheeks. The reason for that is once it gives, and it will give over time because this needs to be comfortable, like your sofa, when you sit on it more and more you end up having an indentation on it. With these it's going to give and give and give, the helmet's not going to fit properly. If you have an accident when the helmet doesn't fit properly, again that's not a safe situation to be in. In terms of comfort though, when you're riding on your bike at high speeds, if your helmet doesn't fit properly, it's going to lift off your head, it's going to shake around, it's going to vibrate, it's going to pull, it's not going to be comfortable over the long term. So your helmet's got really comfortable and floppy, that's because your helmet might be too old. So get into your local dealer and get them to test the fit, and it might be time to buy a new helmet. Finally, technology. As you can see, I've got a really old shoe helmet, and the technology on this is fairly minimal. It's got a fairly standard shell, it's got a fairly standard cotton lining inside that's not going to wick sweat away. The visor is a nightmare to take off. Things just move on. There's no comms in this, no space for comms, any of those things. C4 Pro, brand new helmet. You've got a visor that comes on and off in seconds, under a second if you're really good at it. You've got the comms all built into the shell. You've got a beautifully made DFP processed shell on this, so you're getting great impact resistance. The EPS has moved on, it's got a Coolmax lining, the ventilation's improved, the aerodynamics have improved. All these things have improved over time, and you might be stuck with an old helmet that just sits on your head, doesn't fit you properly, and has an EPS in it that isn't working properly. So it's vital, if you think your helmet might be a bit old, starting to get a bit worn, get down to your local dealer, have a chat to them, see what they think. But the truth is, if it's over 5, 6, 7 years old and you use it regularly, it's probably time to change your helmet. For any more information on any of these products I've shown you today, go to bikerheadz.co.uk or get down your local dealer to grab one of the catalogues. And if you need any more information, as I say, go to bikerheadz.co.uk. Please like and subscribe down below.